Okay, so when I take a look here, we want to work on the navigation bar a little bit more, so that way they're going in line, so they're not as a bullet. So there's some things we can do with styling that's going to help out there. As we go in here, I think with the table here, we need it. See how the text is so close to the edge? We really want to add extra spacing so that way it makes it easier to read. We should make days and hours a little bit larger font size so that way it stands out. Maybe we make Monday, Thursday, the days stand out compared to the time. So you want to make it easier to read to find that information as much as possible. Um, okay, so I might suggest also looking at different fonts to use as well. So first thing with the links, let's take a look here. So, excuse me. Okay, so um, we're going to have to take the nav section. You put an article tag here. So we're going to cut that out, and that should go after the closing nav tag, and this closing article tag should go right before the closing footer tag. So this is kind of, think of the article as the main content of your page. So it should go after your closing nav tags. So I think that is consistent. So we want to cut this out. Okay, and then put that down below, right before the closing footer tag. And you're going to do that the same thing for the about page as well. Okay, now with that said, let's take a look here for our list items, styles that you applied here. Okay, we got UL hashtag nav list, you got uppercase list item. Okay, so here what we're going to do is add a couple styles to the list item itself. We're gonna put in list style type, and we're going to remove the bullets. So when we do that, that's going to be none. And so when I refresh, no bullets. Now I'm going to go back to the nav list, and I'm going to say display : inline. So right now it's a block element, so which means it creates it like extra paragraph returns. So this is what the box model I was talking about in the learning activities. So what we're going to make is we're going to change that box block to a display inline. And oops, you know what? I think I put that in the wrong location. So we're going to put it in the li, not the nav list, but see how it puts it going across? Now you just have to add some spacing in between this because it reads as one word almost. And so with the list item, we'll add a little extra padding. Padding on the right. Going to be the same amount, and you can experiment here if it's not enough, because then you see how that extra space there going to definitely help out for that purpose. So padding and margins, that's what the box model is all about. Padding, margins, and borders. You gotta get a good grasp of that. So like you're here with your another table, see how that text is so close. So let's see, do you have a table style? You have up here. So you got a border around it. So here, actually probably with the T, we'd probably want to add it to the TD. Now I notice there's this issue with your CSS here. See, this color is missing a colon. Let's see, I probably want to add it to the table row. 10 pixels. Oh yeah, so no, I gotta do the table cells. I'm sorry, just the way you have it set up. So I'm going to move that to the table row to the TD, and I'm I'm also going to do it to the TH, the same, so because they're all both cells. So you see how it adds the spacing all the way around it. Now again, what I would probably do here is then I would probably go in with your headings, font hyphen size, we'll start with 18 pixels, because you want the headings to stand out compared to your dates and times. The only other thing you might be able to do is change the background colors of some of the cells to be white or something like that to be a little bit different, for that. But when you apply the style to the table, it applies it to the other tables on your page, and that's what external style sheets are all about. I would spend some time looking at fonts. You should have basically 3 fonts that you're going to be using. One for your main heading, one for subheadings, and one for your paragraph of text. Okay, so right now if we take a look here, you're using Arial for main. It looks like your main paragraph of text. For your headings, you're using Georgia. So, oh, you got that. You're missing. Looks like that colon. You got some issues with your style sheet. And then down here in your nav section, I don't know what this is going to be, so I'm going to delete it. So you're kind of using standard fonts with that. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is go out to just type in Google Fonts in your search engine. Go to fonts.google.com. Okay, find a font that you want to use for your main page. Okay, use for a heading, and then for a find a font that you want to use for subheading as well. And what will happen is, you got to remember, is if people don't have these fonts on their machines, they won't be able to view it. So the way Google Fonts work is they create a URL link so that everybody can see these fonts. So what's nice about this is that you can actually highlight the text and type in Happy Paws, and you can change the font size so you can see what it looks like. So what I want to do is I want to add this for my main font, and I'm going to go in and, as I take a look here, I'm going to use this one for my sub font. So all I do is I click on the plus sign. What it does is, what you have to do is you have to take this link tag here, you got to copy it. Okay, then you got to go into your code. First thing you have to do is add and paste this link tag to every page up in the head section, right after your external style sheet. Okay, now here they give you the font family, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. And so let's say I'm using for my heading 1, I want to use that font family, rubric. I just put it in. Okay, now I go back over, and this is my subheadings. So this would be for any of the other headings. So I'll do heading 2. If you have a heading 3, heading 4, all that good stuff. You can also just apply it to a whole section if you wanted to. So like, for example, your nav list, you could do that if you need to. Now when we refresh, go back in here. Okay, so it's going to change that font to fit that design, and so I think if you do something like that, it goes the next step up.